Okay, g'day everyone. It is time for BS Radar, hashtag BS Radar. I've got Christine Rogers on from Aspireship. G'day Christine, how are you today?
Hi Russ, how are you?
Oh, good. For those that are tuning in for the first time, BS Radar is where I ask founders and leaders to share with me their one hot tip to sniff out the BS in a job interview from a candidate. So Christine, this is obviously something that you do super regularly and you have done for years. So what have you got for me today?
Okay, so typically I start a hiring process with culture at the beginning and really who they are, team alignment, and culture at the end, to end it there.
Okay.
So this is specifically for that final interview. Oftentimes, this is where, the candidate really gets nervous. They're coming in. Sometimes there's more than one person in the room. A lot of times we would have people in the room do kind of a group style. So what I would do, I'd have something, if you're in person, on the whiteboard, and it would be a list of 5 good things. So these are not bad things. These are good things. And we would ask them to, I'll give you a couple of examples of what they are, but we would ask them to, come in, grab the marker, go up to the whiteboard, take a deep breath, and look. And so it might be something like career progression, or working for a culturally focused, vision-oriented company, or learning and development, different things like that, all good things. And I would just say, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the most important, just rank them for me. And that started to kind of take some pressure off. We would rank them. Oftentimes, we would have candidates start to get uncomfortable because they're trying to game it. They're trying to figure out what is the right answer. And there really is no right answer when they're all great things. And one of the options, typically for sales, is financial gain. And almost always, when they would put that as like the bottom of the list, we'd say, really? Really? Financial gain is the least important to you, and we would kind of push on it. Of course, whatever is their most important, if they said, growing and learning, we would tap in and say, okay, tell me a little bit more about that. What are you learning right now? You can start to really see quickly if they wanted to redo the list. In fact, we'd often give them a chance, like, we just want you to be you. There's no right answer here. You got 3 seconds to redo this list if you want, and we won't hold it against you. And you know what? Sometimes they did, because they go, let me reorg the most important thing.
That's so funny.
I have used this in manager reviews. I have used it in different roles, because it's to really uncover where they're at. And like I said, there's no right or wrong. I just want them to be introspective and honest about them. Even if you put, recognition for accomplishments is the #1 most important thing for me. Great. That is great. I just want to know that about you, and then tell me how that shows up for you. So that's my red hot tip.
What a cool tip. I love it. I can just imagine them getting up there, and as they're like writing it, they're like looking over at you to see, is that right? How do they react to that? They're looking for visual cues from you to see. That's very cool. You're going to get a true sense of their authentic self. Also how confident they are. I love the idea of someone just walking up there going, yep, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not looking back, and just being real, having conviction in, okay, this is what motivates me, and I'm not afraid to say it.
And also then watching them present, because if they're being challenged at all, which probably they would be, I would say, tell me a little bit more about that, or talk to me a little bit about, the culture of the current company you're with. If it's this important to you, what's really drawing you to our company, and I'm going to click down on those things, and you can really see those that are confident, those that do know themselves well and know why it's important to them, versus the ones that just picked it because they thought that was the right answer. And it's pretty obvious really quickly.
I love that. What a cool tip. I can just see it working well for introverts, extroverts. Like, it's just about that inner, this is what's going to drive me, and that's just going to make them a better fit for the organization. If they're
and it also allows them to that first question, then they're sometimes they're shaken on when they're doing it, but it they're not in the hot seat yet. They're doing something, they're kind of focused on something else, and they're thinking about how they're going to represent themselves. So it's really been fascinating. I've done it probably a few hundred times. It's always a really interesting thing.
Unreal. I'm totally stealing that. Thank you.
You can steal it.
Cool. Thanks, Christine. If anyone's got any questions or comments, pop them down below. Thanks so much for your time, Christine, for being on BS Radar.
So much fun. Thank you.
Bye-bye.